Dear folks, take your group discussion books to the page number 309 and 311. 83rd topic. Younger generation are real and practical than older generation. This is the topic here. We are living in 2012. I just want to ask you a question. Who are more practical? Before that, let us see. Generation. What is the age limit we shall keep? 20 or 40 or 60? Who are young and who are old? Who are younger generation and who are older generation? Shall we say age 40 and below younger generation and 40 and above elder generation or older generation? Okay, if we keep like that, 40 and below and 40 and above, older and younger generation, in present world, to be a manager, does the age count? To be a player, does the age count? See some of the topics we have given here, points we have given here. Just see the points and discuss on the points and add some more points on your discussion. So here, the first point here, it says, the young generation is practical and ambitious and assertive. Assertiveness, what do you mean by assertiveness? Saying yes or no, with a lot of priorities and acceptance, but old generation are full of care and they live in their past memories. Success is the only word for younger generation. These 4 lines, is it true? Younger generation are assertive, younger generation are ambitious, younger generation are practical, but old people are loving and caring. They always live in their past. The younger generation always focus their thoughts on future. Second point here, the younger generation has the power of adapting to the new situations. According to the new situations, they change, and changes, they are more bigger, power, and practical. The younger at the age of 17 to 30. Okay, let us go in for 30 and below our younger generation. 30 and above our older. Achieve name, fame, and money. That is below the age of 30. There is a certainty in them. The scientific developments are making the life of younger generation very easy. There's a healthy competition between the youngsters. Healthy competition between the youngsters. So these 5 lines you should decide and tell. Third point, the communication with the younger generation is more social. They travel to different parts of the world for studies, for job, for exposure, and they bring back to their country the experiences which they gained from the foreign countries. Is it the older generation or younger generation? Who travels a lot? Who brings a lot of experiences? Who brings the technical know-hows? Presently, the younger generation has more physical ailments than the older generation. They get blood pressure, sugar, low pressure, back pain, etc. This is the first sentence that you should go in for a group discussion. Who gets more back pain? Who gets more BP? Who gets more sugar? Is it the age group of 30 and below or age 30 and above? So here we have given that these ailments, the younger generation easily they get. Many of the younger generation are driving themselves to suicide. Who goes for suicide, older or younger? The younger generation are more involved in crimes than the older generation. All the criminal activities. Who does? Is it the older generation or younger generation? The sex-related disease like HIV, diseases like HIV. Who gets this disease like HIV? AIDS, STD, is it the older generation or younger generation? Are more found in the younger generation because of their lifestyles. Because of their lifestyles. Next point here, the average of criminals all around the world is 18 to 22. The younger generation is impatient. They are not tolerant. Materialistic. They want money. They want things. They want car. They want bike. And money is everything for younger generation. Is it true? Scientific inventions made younger generation more knowledgeable. Is it true? Scientific inventions, Facebook or whatever it is, computers, laptops. Then the older generation, the mind power and the intellectual power are 2 to 3 times more for the younger generation than older generation. Is it true? A 4th standard student can operate a computer and can go in for Facebook or whatever it is, a 4th standard student or 5th standard, 8th standard, then a 70-year-old lady or man that we see practically. The younger generation are more practical than older generation. So this is a topic, my dear friends, which you have to discuss. நண்பர்களே, உங்களுடைய கூட்டு விவாதம் குரூப் டிஸ்கஷன் புக் பக்கம் 309 311 எடுத்துக்கொள்ளுங்கள். 83வது தலைப்பு, இளைய தலைமுறையினர் ஒரு நிஜமானவர்கள், உண்மையானவர்கள், யதார்த்தமானவர்கள். ஓல்டர் ஜெனரேஷன் என்றால் அந்த பழைய தலைமுறையினருக்கு ஒப்பிட்டு பார்க்கும் பொழுது இளைய தலைமுறையினர் செயலாக்கமுடையவர்களாக இருக்கிறார்கள். அப்போ இதில் முதல் டாப்பிக்கில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா என்ன கொடுத்துருக்கோம்? இளைய தலைமுறையினர் ரொம்ப ப்ராக்டிக்கலாக இருக்கிறாங்க, நடைமுறைக்கு ஒத்தபடியாக லட்சியவாதிகளாக இருக்கிறார்கள். அசர்டிவ்னஸ்னா வெட்டு ஒன்று துண்டு ரெண்டு என்று பேசக்கூடியவர்கள். அவர்களுக்கு நிறைய ப்ரையாரிட்டிஸ் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய வாழ்க்கையில் மிக முக்கியமான விஷயங்கள் இருக்கிறது. ஆனால் வயதானவர்கள் என்ன செய்கிறார்கள்? அவர்கள் அன்பு, பாசம், அவர்கள் இறந்த காலத்திலே வாழ்ந்து கொண்டு இருக்கிறார்கள். இந்த இன்றைய இளைய தலைமுறையினருக்கு வெற்றி ஒன்றுதான் ஒரு மந்திர சொல்லாக இருக்கிறது. அடுத்ததாக பாருங்க, இளைய தலைமுறையினர் புதிய சூழ்நிலைக்கு தகுந்தபடி தங்களை மாற்றிக் கொள்ளக்கூடிய ஒரு திறன் பெற்றவர்களாக இருக்கிறார்கள். அவர்கள் சக்தி வாய்ந்தவர்களாக இருக்கிறார்கள், யதார்த்தமானவர்களாக இருக்கிறார்கள். இந்த 17லிருந்து 30 வயதுக்குள் பல பேர், புகழ், பணம் அனைத்தையும் சம்பாதிக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு திறன் பெற்றிருக்கிறார்கள். அவர்களுக்கு ஒரு நிச்சயத்தன்மை என்று ஒன்று இருக்கிறது. அப்போ அறிவியல் முன்னேற்றங்கள் அவர்கள் வாழ்க்கையை எளிமையாக ஆக்கிவிட்டது. இளைஞர்களுக்குள்ள ஒரு ஆரோக்கியமான போட்டியை நீங்கள் பார்க்கிறீர்கள். அடுத்ததாக இளைஞர்களுடன் சமுதாயமாக பழகக்கூடிய ஒரு வசதியை நாம் பெற்றிருக்கிறோம். அவர்கள் உலகத்தின் பல பாகங்களுக்கு சென்று பல தொழில்நுட்பங்களை கற்றுக்கொண்டு வருகிறார்கள், பல அறிவியல் விஷயங்களை அறிந்து கொண்டு வருகிறார்கள். நம்மளுடைய இந்திய நாட்டுக்கு பல சேவைகளை செய்கிறார்கள். அடுத்ததாக பார்க்கும் பொழுது இளைய தலைமுறையினருக்கு அதிக நோய்கள் இருக்கிறது வயதானவர்களை விட. அடுத்ததாக தற்கொலை செய்யக்கூடிய எண்ணம் இளைய தலைமுறையினருக்கு அதிகமாக இருக்கிறது. அந்த செக்ஸ், பால் நோய்கள் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய HIV, STD போன்ற நோய்கள் இளைஞர்களுக்கு அதிகமாக இருப்பதை பார்க்கிறோம். அடுத்ததாக உலகம் முழுக்க குற்றங்கள் செய்வோரின் வயது பார்த்தீர்கள் என்றால் சராசரியாக 18லிருந்து 22 இருக்கிறது. இளைஞர்கள் பொதுவாகவே பொறுமை இல்லாதவர்களாக இருக்கிறார்கள். மெட்டீரியலிஸ்டிக், பொருட்களை சார்ந்திருக்கக்கூடியவர்களாக இருக்கிறார்கள். அவர்களுக்கு பணம் ஒன்றே குறிக்கோளாக இருக்கிறது. அடுத்ததாக அறிவியல் முன்னேற்றம் இந்த இளைஞர்களுடைய அறிவை மேம்படுத்தி இருக்கிறது. ஒரு இளைஞனுக்கும் ஒரு வயதானவர்களுக்கும் வயதானவர்களுக்கும் ஒப்பிட்டு பார்க்கும் பொழுது இளைஞர்களுடைய மனத்திறன் மற்றும் அறிவு, ஞானம் இந்த வயதானவர்களை விட மும்மடங்கு அதிகமாக இருப்பதை பார்க்கிறோம். அடுத்ததாக வயதானவர்கள் இளைஞர்களை விட நடைமுறை வாழ்க்கையிலே ஒரு செயலாக்கம் குறைவாக இருக்கிறார்கள். So with this we shall start the group discussion, my dear friend. Okay, let us start. Younger generation are practical or older generation is practical. Who is better? This is what the group discussion topic about. I just leave the topic to the group. Yes, starts. Who is practical?
Younger generation.
Say, why so? And why so? In a country like India, who's better? Who are the leaders?
Obviously, younger generation is better. They are real and practical. I say why because in olden days, when our mother or father learn things, they don't know. They don't get any exposure of world. They may be getting exposure of India, but not more than India. But we younger generation go everywhere, see peoples, stay there, live there, know the cultures and everything. what I'm coming to say is we have more experience than them. So if you have experience, you will be practical.
Okay, then why in a present country like India we don't have young prime
According
ministers?
to my opinion, the more practical are older generations. But what is because of they are having the knowledge about the life, and they have seen lot of life. They have lot of life experience. If comparing to the younger generation, they are having knowledge, they are having talent, they are having ideas about the external world and environment, but that won't be able to leave a person to in a society. If without a guidance of a parents who can nobody can survive, and they may not be a good person. So without the support yeah, their their older peoples like mother, father, and their grandson, and their grandfather, they can't able to make a good character, and they can able to be a good person in their
No,
life.
the point here is what we are talking is whether the older generation or younger generation is practical. Practical.
Yeah,
ability.
they are maybe educated means, but the practical life, the real life should be focused on the older generations.
Okay. What is your point, ma'am?
Dear friends, according to me, younger generation is more practical than older generation, and
Yes.
because through that scientific invention, they are getting more knowledge. Not from India, they are getting knowledge from all over the world also, and in books also, through internet also, they have lot of knowledge. Even though they have some disadvantages, their lifestyle is very different, and which is harmful to them, but according to as per that practical, they only are the practical, therefore they are earning a good salary, and they are making their houses in their early age. Whatever they want to get in their life, they are getting in their early age. Even though old people, they used to make their house and the time of their retirement only, but these days before 20 30, they are going to make their house and all the lavish things they are having. So according practically, they only are the practically, but there are some disadvantage, because they don't have the patient, and their lifestyle is little bit very bad, which is harmful to them.
Okay, see what the point here is practicability. In Western countries, what you see is young prime minister. You see Obama, 45 years, Cameron, British prime minister, Tony Blair, prime minister of ex-prime minister, the French ex-prime minister. All these people, president, are youngsters. But you see in India, we find you take Vajpayee, you take Manmohan Singh, you take Karunanidhi, the chief minister, almost everybody are above 60, 70 or 80 also, isn't it? And in a play country like India, this is the problem here. Why not youngsters taking up the responsibility to be the prime ministers, to be the chief ministers? Are they not practical in a country like India?
That's what, sir. Since we are practical only, we are not getting into the politics, because it's not similar to the politics in America or British or anything. In India, the huge country, even so many ministers can't maintain he can't control anyone, and even older generation are not, first thing, older generation are not giving chances for younger generation to get in, and second thing, we have better opportunities in outside. So actually we are practical, so only we are not getting into politics.
Okay, madam, is it chances or the custom and tradition? We respect our elders. Is it because of that we give our prime minister post to various elderly persons? What is the reason?
Because older generation is getting more experience, practical knowledge, and maintains the problems, solve the problems. More experience they are getting. So in India, older people are having number one position in our country.
Okay, now we
But
need.
but younger generation not keeping that position, because they not tolerate the problems, not solve the problems, because they got getting more experience in the political and other things.
Okay, to you gentlemen, I just ask you a question. Can you say a man, can you say a man at the age of 30 who has become very rich businessman within the age of 40 years, okay, 40, let us keep the 40 as a bar, within 40 in India, we are coming back to India, who has become the richest without the help of the guidance of their elders? Could you say anything? Arshad Mehta is a fraud. Arshad Mehta is a fraud.
No, now
Ambani is his father. Ambani gave the property.
recently there is one program in Vijay TV, Unnar Mudiyam. This is the first interview they've taken from the Universal, Universal Chief Ed.
Very good.
He is a very youngest person. He is achieved and almost some 1,000 crores mobile he has sold it. So in this mobile industry in India, he is the number one right now. So there are people he doesn't have any support from experienced guy, and he is not a one company of his grandparents. He is developed and he is come across.
Okay. I say one other gentleman at the age of 45, he went to Punjab, he went to UK from Punjab to earn a livelihood. There he started companies. He is the richest person in the world at the age of 45. He has become the richest person in the world. Who is that? Who is that? He is setting example for Lakshmi Mittal. He is the richest person in India. Young man who traveled, who went there. I believe his son or somebody is dead at the young age. Now he has become the richest in Europe and fifth richest in the world. A young man can make it. But you don't find much of examples. Most of other examples are TCS or Wipro or Infosys. It's all their parents has made. Bill Gates is a person we can say. But most of the Westerners are youngsters who have developed. It is not by their parents' money. It's the youngsters, they develop their own business. Steve Jobs, Apple company owner, he is considered to be one of the richest in the world. You take many examples. But in a country like India, in cine industry, could you tell somebody who has at the young age who has become very popular in India? Or maybe in your area, Tamil Nadu, in our area, Tamil Nadu, can you find a young man who has made riches? From scratch to riches, that's what they say. Yeah, you find lot of, okay, you find even Rajnikant at the age of 45. You find A.R. Rahman, he has become very popular. So in cine industry or in film industry, you find youngsters. In politics in India, you find the older generation guiding the younger generation, whether it is Mukha Stalin or whether it is Rahul Gandhi or whether it is what is his name, Akash, the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh, isn't it? He has got the support of his father. The parents are there to support them. So younger generations are getting guidance from the older generation. In the field of what is that? Any other field you can say? Scientific achievements. Who makes in India? Youngsters or older generation?
Obviously youngsters.
Could you say some examples of younger generation in India who have made a scientific contribution? Sunita Williams, you want to say? Okay, she is a space lady who has gone there. And any other in sports and games? Of course, obviously it is
Abhinav
youngsters,
Brinda.
isn't it?
Abhinav Brinda.
Abhinav Brinda, yes, lost his gold medal. And now, Narayan. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Shaina? Okay, Saina. That by hook or crook she got a bronze medal. The Chinese lady fell down. Okay, in international not, but in national level, okay.
Sports, they can only make their medals. All else can be able to participate. That's it.
Okay, any other persons? See, one Anna Hazare we need to guide the youngsters. But Baba Ramdev, Does he belong to older generation or younger generation? Anybody? Younger. What's his age? Could anybody say?
46. Yes, sir. The day before yesterday, it came in TV that he was born on 65. Yes, sir.
He is very young man, 75. He's almost must be around 38 or something. That's all. His age is below
No,
40
sir.
years.
It
Not 65, 70.
He born on 65.
74 or something.
No, sir.
He's a young
65.
man.
And when he was born, he was very intelligent. And when he used to go to the school, he collected all these students and the patriotic song he used to sing.
No, what I believe so, at young age he was suffering from some disease.
No, sir. When he
And
was
after
in
that he
8th
was
standard,
cured.
He was paralyzed. He got
Paralyzed.
paralyzed. After that, he went to the Haridwar. He went there and he studied that Ayurvedic and meditation. Because of our Ayurvedic and meditation, he was able to cure himself. And after that, he went to the Himalaya. He learned a lot of things. He decided that why he is wasting this.
But younger generation or older generation, one thing, whoever is talented, that you can see at the very young age. Whether it is Karnanidhi, he became the chief minister of Tamil Nadu at the very young age, 44 or something. And MGR, he has become very popular at the very young age. Manmohan Singh, they were able to find out his talent when he was the professor, I believe, in Cambridge or Oxford University, I'm not sure. And yes, all the people, great people who are talented, they exhibit their talents, they exhibit their practicality, they exhibit their power at the very young age. And of course, they keep on attaining the name and the fame, and the pinnacle of the glory, the peak of the glory comes at maybe at the later age. When they are old, they become so powerful. One Abdul Kalam, at the young age, he has become a great rocket scientist, but at the older age, he has become the president of India. Pranab Mukherjee, at the young age, he was is a very good politician. At the older age, he is the president of India. Like that, in India, generally, it is the respectability we show to the elders. We give, just like our father in a family head, we give the position to run the country to the elderly person. It doesn't mean that younger generation are impractical in India, but the respectability towards the elderly people, and we like to get the guidance and superstitious beliefs. Okay, even that to be counted. Okay, with this, anybody else want to add some points? Ms. Ms. Sujita, please tell us something about your. What do you think, younger generation or older generation? You always want to get the guidance of your parents, or you are ready to guide your parents? Because you're going to be a software engineer, you're going to join an MNC company, and your mother or father wouldn't have earned as you have earned. See, nowadays younger generation are earning 30,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, which a father wouldn't have, lifetime he wouldn't have earned. Lifetime he wouldn't have earned. He would have got 10,000, he should have started with 5,000, maybe at the retirement stage, at the most 30,000. Here his son or daughter at the campus, immediately he gets 50,000, 60,000. And you are a person who is going to get like that. So
younger generation is better
better than older generation. They are not fit. Yes, their advices are not practical to the present world, isn't it? Their advices are not practical. What do they say? They say, you see horoscope, you see this, you see that. All the old and traditional things, they are not for scientific. Okay, what do you think? What's your idea? Like you have a son or daughter, and will you try to force your opinion on them, your values, your principles, which you think is more important, but it is not important for them? Do you try to put restrictions on them?
Not restriction if they.
Or emotional blackmails?
Not, sir.
No, you won't. You give the freedom for them.
Yes, sir.
Whatever they do, whatever
No,
they do.
whatever. If they will be wrong, definitely I will make the.
No, once they stand on their legs.
No, whether they stand on their legs, that is, standing on their legs is one thing, and going on a bad path, that is the one thing. So, you have to stand on your legs, but you don't have to go on bad
No, you
path.
give the freedom of them to select their job.
Yes, select
Select
the
their
job.
spouses?
Yeah, that one.
Select the partners?
Yeah, that is, sir. That is not the matter. But going wrong path is the very bad.
Wrong path in the sense of
Means
drinking or
drinking also,
okay.
so any other bad habits also, cheating also, corruption also.
Oh, those
so,
things you go against.
So
Okay.
against
Yes,
those
yes,
things, otherwise, if they want to change their company, if they want to change their education and go to another company and job and whatever.
Especially in India, selecting a girl or a boy by your son.
If
or
my
a-
son and daughter, they are selecting, they are
Anybody,
selecting
you won't
very.
interfere.
If they are selecting a good person.
No, if they are selecting, if they select a girl, whether they are good or bad is not, you should not say.
Not good.
Let they select whatever
But
it is. Why do you say
ultimately,
good
I will
girl?
say yes only because
Ah.
they only have to survive.
that
and
is
if
the
I
point
will
you have
make
to say.
interfere, so there will be clash. So okay, leave it.
Okay, leave it. She's adjusting, trying to adjust and go.
Yeah,
but
first-
in her heart,
No.
she wants to dominate, isn't it?
Not
You want to
dominate,
tell
sir.
who she
If
has to
by the
select.
way, my son is bringing a girl, and she her character is not good. She is alcoholic. So that time definitely I will avoid her. I will avoid my son. I will tell my son, please, you don't go on that path. If after that telling, if he is going to let them go.
Let them go. That's what see the way body language. What she says. I say, okay, to a young girl like you, let me ask a question. Okay, your father and mother says. Your father and mother put a restriction. You should select a boy. You should marry a boy, because marriage is one of the very important factor in India. It is life or death for the families. Your father says, my own caste, our own caste, horoscope matches, you should marry, and you wish to take a different decision. Do you think what will be your dilemma? Will you obey what your parents say?
Yes, sir, I have to obey. I should obey.
I should obey, I have to obey. This is what the mentality of younger people in India, isn't it? Okay, what is your opinion? Have to obey?
No, sir.
You want to obey, very good. She has to go against the father's wishes or mother's wishes. What is your opinion? What will be your opinion?
Not again, it depends upon the situation. So if I select a guy and if he is really good and and my parents select a guy and if he is not good, like he has some bad like he's not good, and if my parents insist me to marry him, I will not, because I already selected a guy who is good and people know him, and because of the society and the marriage and all those things, I will not obey my parents first in that
But in
case.
a country like India, they do emotional blackmail. So I don't give property. I may die. I may commit suicide.
So
all those things
I
should
can't
happen, isn't it?
I can't risk my life for those emotions blackmail, right?
Okay, you
Sir,
find you take your own.
parents will try to make them emotional blackmail. Children will say, okay, die.
Die. Okay, die. Okay.
So, sir, they will also say, okay, die. Whatever we want to do, we have to do. So parents is okay. Parents will say okay only.
Okay.
If the child is very obedient, then only they can.
You want to say anything, madam? You want to say any point? Okay, you want to say anything, sir? Okay, let us end the discussion. We had a wonderful discussion today. Thank you very much.